And good morning, everyone. We are in Gothenburg. We'll give a minute to see everybody get their notifications. So we got notifications are going out. So we're in Gothenburg, Nebraska, and being Saturday, we should, well, hopefully we get some folks out here. We're not going to get anybody out here walking with us today in Gothenburg, but Gypsy and I are going to go ahead and walk from the campground where we are down to Gothenburg. We're going to go to the museum there, the Pony Express Museum, and try to walk around town a little bit. This is the place where Sasnak, when the convoy was coming back from California, the second run when they went up to Olympia and come back, Gothenburg was the one that each of the trucks had deviated in Sasnak, and they wound up going in Gothenburg and Gypsy and T were with them. And you ready? Yeah. You're just about ready. And they managed to get a lot of people's interests. So figuring that we'll see if there's anybody that's available. We'll hand out the cards, and then we'll end up going. We're going to move on to Lexington, Nebraska this afternoon. And we've got some folks that are waiting for us there, and concession stand and things like that. So we're going to hang out there at the Lexington Fairgrounds. We're going to have a community walk is scheduled with folks for there tomorrow. You ready, Gypsy? All right, I'm a-walking. All right, T. T isn't feeling too hot, so he'll be catching up to us with Beachy. So we're gonna walk our way down to the museum and the park. And
now I got a question. You want to actually walk through the park, or you want to walk through the thing? Because I don't remember there being a sidewalk up that way.
Yeah.
But
you want to go through there?
The bridge.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to turn the camera around and we're going to walk over the covered bridge and
show you some of the park.
And show you some of the park we were in. Not a lot of folks are currently using this park. They come in later in the afternoon and use it for one night, and then off they go.
Beautiful park too.
So I've been doing since I went out on the convoy, I hadn't been doing a lot of researching, and obviously it's not like I could do that. But the last few days I've been digging in. Since we got the Starlink, I've got the bandwidth to be able to do a little bit of the searching and the looking. Boy, are we getting worse. Even worse than when I started this in February. We're on the brink of World War III, and how many people in the United States are even aware of it? Yesterday, the Ukraine, Zelensky and his top folks signed the application paperwork for NATO. Now, I don't know how many people here okay. We'll hold off on that until we got some people out. Apparently, notifications didn't go out as many as we should have.
Which is all right, because that's kind of the way we are this morning. Real slow.
It's all right. We're walking it out. It's Saturday. We'll see if anybody can start sharing it to others.
This is that bridge
This is the pedestrian covered bridge here in Gothenburg. We'll go across and through the park here. Yeah, and this is interesting. Let me show you guys. This trench has had a recent amount of, a large amount of water. That flowed under it, and you can tell that by looking at the cracks all the way up the other embankment of the dry out. So there's moisture in there. You probably dig for some water, but yeah. Yeah, if we came right down to it, we could make up a charcoal filter using some of the coals that are in the fire pits and some sand. I'm just saying, if that's all your options are, that's what you do. Yeah, make up a good filter. Good morning, Mona. Nice to have you with us this morning. Doing good?
Hello, beautiful Mona.
Who? Hey, Brenda. Good morning to you.
And this is the other half of the park.
Yeah. So we're in one half of the park. We're still waiting for people to show up to the stream here. Yep. We need more. Morning, Connie, Lauren. Let's share this out and get some more people in here. Share it out to your Facebooks and your Gab and your Truth Social. Share it on out. You know, copy the link and share it out. Let's get some more people up in here. Ah, nice. Watch your step there, Gypsy.
Yeah, I was trying to communicate with Sister Nicole.
Ah.
They're trying to volunteer for the cleanup work down in Florida in that area, on Ian and stuff. So they're keeping me posted of what they're doing.
These people aren't around. Maybe we can leave some cards under their windshield wipers. I don't know. What do you think? No?
I don't know about car alarms. My luck, there? I picked the one vehicle that had it on.
Just trying to think of ways to get to people.
As you get further down, you'll get more people.
Right.
More this time of day is mostly runners and walkers.
Yeah, I know.
Liberty Lauren. Liberty Lauren.
Liberty Lauren?
That's who it is.
Yeah.
Liberty Lauren.
Well, thank you for showing up here, Lauren. Appreciate you.
Miss you, girl. That's a big open field.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Patriot mechanic and his wife says hello.
Okay, so Patriot mechanic and his wife say hello. Okay, thank you.
They just, yeah, because we're friends on Facebook. They
Yeah.
just shot this text and said hi. They're hanging with us.
Well, let's just get some more people to share. Like that little girl's wearing her angel wings over there. She got angel wings on?
I'm not answering that question. I'm unsure. It looks like a backpack. But it might be angel wings.
Yeah, she's got like a court jester's outfit on. And it might be like a feather shawl or something.
That's what it looks more like. But she's also got alien baubles on top of her head. Yeah, Liberty Lauren.
Free hugs, girl.
Yeah.
Yep. Free hugs. Look at that miniature collie. Mm-hmm. How are you?
Good.
Walking across the United States, trying to make people aware of what we have to do to get our Constitution to start healing back.
Yeah.
So check us out.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Yep. Hi.
See, he agrees.
Said hi. Yeah.
That's why I said he agrees.
Yeah. Minnesota Mike, is he with us today?
He's probably watching with Lauren.
Yeah.
It is. Sorry, stuck a couple of years.
I don't have any upper pockets.
I know.
That's the one thing about these shirts. I don't have any pockets in the top. I guess I could carry them here in the pouch. How are you?
Take off my hat here.
Huh?
Maybe I better take off my hat.
Right? So, how you doing, my young man there?
Good.
I'm walking across the United States. Check me out. I'm trying to educate people what we have to do as the people of the United States to be able to start curing our constitutional freedom problem. So, and with everything that they're shoving down our throats, and we just have to get it back under control. So,
Well, I would agree.
thank you, sir.
You bet.
You guys have a great walk.
Okay. There's some spots for that.
There's some spots for that. A lot of people, they don't even like the fact that they're being cameraed.
There's some beautiful homes through there.
Yeah. These are all ranch
Ranch style. Yeah.
style homes.
Well, we are in Nebraska.
Yes, we are. Ah, I'm going to hit my 300-mile mark today on my walking.
That's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
I wonder where that puts me. I'll have to look later.
No, I guess that's not bad for a 62-year-old that's been out of shape for so long. Driving a truck. So 300 miles.
Well, when I was with TPC, all the meals I was cooking for you didn't help me.
I was still losing weight there, though.
Well, I tried
Because
to
even
make
though, I mean, I wasn't eating a whole lot. See, sitting on the trundle bed that's elevated on chains so they can swing. Mom and daughter. It's sad to think that this kind of living is literally short-lived if we don't do something about our country. And people don't understand. They're going to shut down our food supplies. And people are going to be going, what is going on? Well, by then it would be too late. There's kids out there helping mom clean up the front yard, raking up the leaves. You can't beat
I don't know if
this.
they're really helping.
You know, if there was a big pot, well, look, that little guy's got, they both got their hands on that rake.
I know.
They're helping.
I know. I'll just.
You know, when you get 2.5, 3 years old, and that 4-year-old sister, or 2 years and 3 years, maybe, they're helping mom.
I'm just teasing.
That's good. That's where they learn.
There's a lot of Marine Corps sign,
Flags here, yeah.
I caught that. And all I got to say to that is, hoorah!
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Welcome to the chat channel, to the stream today, folks. It's imperative that you folks like, share, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We need to get this out. We need to get this out quick. We need to get more and more people to start turning it on and listening to it, watching it, seeing what it is that we're doing, and get people participating. We are in Gothenburg, Nebraska, which is a major, it's the west, the major hub, if you will, for Pony Express in 1860, 1861. And Gypsy and I are walking. There's nothing I can do about it. You know, we've got some sparse coverage going on here. You know, we are using cell phone data. So we may have some freezing up going on, but there's not much we can do about that.
Oh, they're all over.
Oh, yeah, the one that's right up here. That's a good size. There's a Victorian style home.
Trees.
The squirrel up there throwing nuts at us.
No, it bounces.
Maybe he's got a park there the other day before yesterday, and he was just screaming. Something. He was there. See, red-tailed squirrel.
Usually you shoot those.
And there's another one climbing the tree, making some noise. There's another one. I'm telling you.
Fans.
This tree, look at him looking at us. Oh, no.
Promise I
See,
do
look,
not.
man,
He's
stuff.
carrying ammo.
Yeah. Hi. How are you? Don't you talk to me, human. I'm busy. I'm busy collecting nuts. He's got 2 of them. I'm telling you, they're collecting ammo. And I'll start throwing them at us here pretty soon. So, I don't know how the stream's doing or if it's more stable or not. Stable or not. Okay. We're getting downtown here, well, towards the downtown side of things. Yo, what? We'll do what?
A huge flag.
Okay, yeah, I saw that. So, yeah, so we've got, you know, there's just things that have been happening that I'm just not happy about that we need to start putting out there. I saw yesterday that I don't know when it was signed, but I saw it yesterday. I saw the Ukrainian president and his lead officers signing the NATO application. I know.
No, it wasn't what I was saying, but all right.
Y'all need to understand what that signifies, okay? And then I saw a few hours later where President Biden was saying that they were going to do anything and everything when it had to do with NATO alliance. So we'll go across here. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm walking across the United States, raising awareness as to what we the people have to do to get our country back on track.
Okay, thanks.
Check us out.
Okay.
Thanks.
I love the name of this park.
Uh-huh. So this is it, people. What's going on, and before I walk over here, I want to make sure you understand that the NATO alliance has what they call the Article 5 of the alliance, okay? And Article 5 of the alliance for NATO is all the alliance members are of NATO are to band together for any other NATO country in times of need, especially when you consider what NATO was set up to do. NATO was set up, Gypsy, thank you. Thank you, brother. NATO was set up as an alliance to protect against Russia, France, Germany, and others. How are you, young man? Good. So, gotta be careful here, Gypsy. I don't know what that is, but it don't look good.
Jelly?
Jelly?
Yeah.
Like grape jelly?
Something like that.
So, what does that mean when it comes to the Ukraine? It means if they're accepted into the NATO alliance, then the obligation of NATO members under Article 5 is to come together and basically send troops, not basically, but to send troops into the Ukraine and to help defend the Ukraine against Russia.
How can volunteer for that post?
So, you know, y'all need to start really looking at what's going on. You question this: if the administration is so far against Russia, it probably means that Russia's doing something good. Doesn't mean they always are doing something good, but they must be doing something good. I hear Beachy. There's Beachy. So, must mean that they're doing something good. Beachy is on the move. So we're going to go back over here to the Pony Express cabin that was original. All right. And Gypsy is picking up some trash along the way. So Gothenburg is where all trails meet. All right. Pony Express wise. Anyway, let me finish the thought here. So Biden came out, and after the signature on the application, basically has said that yes, he's going to support the other NATO countries. He didn't mention Ukraine, but read between the lines. The Ukraine is looking for the protection of NATO so that they can have all the NATO countries start coming into Ukraine and put the pressure on Putin and Russia. Well, you know what that's going to do? You've got the Nord Stream pipelines that have now been sabotaged. We know this. They've already stated that they have evidence of sabotage to the Nord Stream. Well, that is an international act of war on Russia. So Russia is going to retaliate. They're going to, this is going to potentially spark World War III. I'm here to tell you. We need to wake up, people. So here we are. Gothenburg, Nebraska, where we have the Swedish crosses, where we have the historical museum, which is across the street, Pony Express Station and Museum, which is right here to my left, and where we have, it talks about the early settlement and everything of this nature. I'll zoom in a little bit. The Midway Pony Express Station. It's on the other side of the highway. The Lincoln Highway Courtyard. Lots of history here. And right now there is in 2000, a time capsule was placed. Okay. To be opened in the year 2040. Provided the. Hi, Linda. Okay. There's somebody screaming. Okay. What's he saying?
Oh, he's yelling at the kid over there.
Ah.
I'm assuming he's yelling at the kid.
National Natural Landmark. This site possesses exceptional value as an illustration of the nation's natural heritage and contributes to the better understanding of man's environment. From 1987, National Park Service. Okay. Yeah, the Dems are trying to redo the Constitution, as it said, which can only be done through the amendment process to stop Trump. And here we are. The Pony Express Centennial Association, 1960-61. Okay, 100 years. Okay, the Pony Express started in St. Joseph, ended in Sacramento. All right, this old station once stood on the upper 96 range west of here, and south of the Platte River on the original Pony Express route. It was moved and restored by a Gothenburg post number 64 of the American Legion, elected by the Gothenburg Chamber of Commerce. So, T, if you can hear me,
Yeah.
can you go in and ask them if they have a problem being on camera?
All right, we'll find out.
So, this is the museum. Original Pony Express station from 1854, the creation of the station. Even though the Pony Express was 1860 to 1861, it had just 18 months. Okay, so the original creation was erected by the Oregon Trail 4 miles east of Fort McPherson, Lincoln County, Nebraska, and used.
Yeah, you're good, brother.
Good?
Yeah, I'll hold your flag out here.
Okay, here we are. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. And so, as fur trading post by Nebraska and used for a fur trading post and ranch house. In 1860 to 61 was used as the Pony Express station. In 1862 to 1931 was used as the Overland Trail stage station, dwelling, bunkhouse, and storage house for upper 96 range to 1931. It was donated by Mrs. C.A. Williams to the city of Gothenburg, Nebraska. Moved from the original site and restored here by the Gothenburg Post, 1964, the American Legion, or excuse me, number 64, excuse me, to all pioneers who passed this way to win and hold the West. Yeah, hold on. You're delayed, so. Okay, so you can see this is a log cabin. Not sure if they're cedar logs or what they are. Going around here. Obviously, they didn't have power back then. You can see that there's a division. So this was a 2-room cabin. And we're going to go inside and meet some folks.
And they've always told me, you know what? With all these flyers that are getting, all these
Good morning.
The pamphlets, I should go back and teach history again.
Yeah,
you know, I didn't teach it, I was physical ed, but you know, because of all the history.
Yeah.
Like that's in Weston, that's the biggest ball of string.
Yeah, down in Kansas, right?
No, this is in Missouri, Weston,
Oh,
Missouri. Yeah.
Kansas,
That's the biggest ball of twine.
Twine.
In Copper City.
You're right.
Yeah. And I keep saying I haven't gone that way, but yeah, so stuff like that is just like, and that of course is here, Stewart. That's the biggest time
Pony
capsule.
Express ride.
But again, it's history.
Yeah,
It's history.
Good.
Well, thank you very
I'm
much for
glad
letting
you're
me.
doing that.
Well, thank you for letting me share it with you.
Sure.
Yeah, I stopped at a little place called the other night in Springfield, Missouri, and called the Last Call. That was a little bar. So I went to have a couple beers, and the ladies, an elderly lady, I was showing her, she's like, I can't believe it. I said, honey, just
People,
stop
you
there.
don't go out.
You don't
Not
go
gonna
out.
find it. You just have safe travels back to Idaho.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hi, where are you from?
I'm from Reno, Nevada. How are you?
Reno, Nevada. Oh, I'm good. Thank you. How are you doing?
Sylvia, I'm doing great. Do you have a card?
Sure. Thank you.
You bet. I'm walking across the country, and I'm working with educating individuals. I'm live streaming, by the way.
Okay.
Working with individuals, the understanding constitutional freedoms and our Constitution and what is wrong with our country and how it is that we can do something about it. So many people don't know what to do about it. Well, answer is we need the people. People make the change in their country.
Absolutely.
And so that's what I'm doing. And along the way, I was in March. I was in with senators and congressmen. If I can get this thing to work right here. Give it a second, let it reset. So I was in DC, and I had asked the question, what do we do? Senator Cruz, Senator Johnson, a couple of congressmen said, you got to get to the people. So I'm walking. While I was in that meeting, I made a comment. I said, I feel like this is nonpartisan. This is an American thing. Okay. Said, what do I have to do to get people to understand what we have to do to make change in this country? And he said, you need the people. And I told them a story, which is on the internet, that I felt like a Pony Express rider from the back in the day, collecting the post, collecting people's tears, hugs, and their concerns, and delivering them to DC. So this walk has a theme with it. We have a replica Pony Express bag. We are asking people to bring, when they can't join the walk, bring postcards, letters to their representatives, kids' crayon notes, petitions, whatever you wish. It spends a symbolic amount of time in that bag, in the Pony Express bag. At which point, when that bag fills, it's transferred to a burlap sack. So over 600 burlap sacks were donated out of a company in Salt Lake City. And then we deliver the sacks full. So, started out in Carson City, Nevada, working 50, stopping at the Pony Express ruins, the Overland Stage ruins, which giving the people an idea of what occurred in 1860, 1861, 66, when Wells Fargo purchased the Overland Stage, and so on. So along the way, it's like, okay, this is the theme. I have to stop in Gothenburg.
Good for you.
I'm also
you don't
stopping.
see that many stations out there
No.
anymore.
Well, you see the ruins.
You see ruins, or you see a plaque.
Yeah.
Because most of them have fallen into
Do you mind?
disrepair. Go ahead.
Okay.
So, which is unfortunate.
It is
They
unfortunate.
have gotten that people have not preserved our history. And I see that all over our country. We're not preserving our history. And we can't change history. We have to go on, learn from it, and move forward.
Once a moment is gone, it's gone forever.
Gone. You're done. Down the river. So
Mm-hmm.
it's very sad to me to see beautiful statues and buildings taken down and defiscated. It just annoys me. I'll tell you that.
It annoys me too. And you know, and we stopped at a place called it was a ruin that was part of the Overland Stage ruins at New Pass Station. Pony Express actually had gone near there, but not through there. And so they had that station was created and built in 1860. In 1866, it was, or 1861, I should say. And in 1866, it was purchased by Wells Fargo Stage. And then in 1868, they closed it down. Indigenous rock formation used to create that station. And it's just, people just don't understand what it took to bring the United States together, to bring the people together. And so when I started talking to people back in February and then met with senators in March, and I started collecting notes and letters and things of this nature, is when I came up with the whole Pony Express. That's what I felt like. I felt like that. And so that history is all part of this movement to show people we're losing what created this country, and people aren't being educated to this effect. They're losing out on civics. They're losing out on, they're being indoctrinated, point blank. And so these are things that that I get really emotional about. And it's like, how do we do it? How do we get the people to listen? How do we get them to understand? And so the walk has been one of education, information, sharing, and so on. So after we get done here and walking a little bit, handing out some cards and getting people to understand that we can't sit behind the TV screen and scream at it.
Doesn't do any good.
It's not going to do any good, except, they're venting out that frustration. We know that people are there doing it. They're sitting in front of their computer screens and their telephone, and they're screaming at it, saying, no, I disagree with what's happening here. No, no, no. Well, I say to them, it's time to turn all that off. Step out the door, find me, and start screaming with me. Because when we can, they're absolutely afraid. People are afraid of being canceled. They're afraid that their family members will simply disown them, whatever the case might be.
You're going to make somebody mad, and then somebody's not going to talk to them or think bad of them. And we can't go on thinking that way. You've got to step up.
You have to step up.
Step up and step out.
So you step out, you find that courage, because courage is contagious. And you say, hey, look, y'all work for us.
I don't think they do, though.
This political climate, it doesn't matter if it's Democrat or if it's Republican, it doesn't matter. I'm a proud nonpartisan, but the conservative values, which to me are just the common sense of everyday life. And
we were founded on.
It's what we were founded on. We were founded on. And our Constitution is being whittled away piece by piece by piece, and it is a representation of our God-given rights. That represents that. So we have to continue the messaging. We have to continue the education. And it's baby boomers like myself that are out here saying, look, between us and Gen X, we're going to teach you one way or the other. Put down the telephone. I have to say, going through Spanish Forks, Pace in Arizona, or Utah, I mean, we ran into a bunch of kids who are coming back from lunch break to the high school. And I've got them on camera, no phones. I was in shock. There's no phone. They're not sitting there. They're Generation Z, which I dub as Generation Zombie, looking at their phones and continuing on down the road. So this is one of the things that, these are many, many, many things. But on my website, I try to articulate what's happening with the government overreach. And the government overreach it's our responsibility. It is our duty in our Declaration of Independence, even life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, to fix this.
Agree.
Hi, how are you?
All good? Better?
Hey Gypsy, would you mind going and getting the Pony Express bag?
No.
Oh, really? What? Hold on.
Hello.
How you doing?
Of what?
Where are you from?
Oh, well, remember, it's delayed. I got to turn back.
What do you know about the Pony Express?
He's from Centennial.
My hometown has a big old rock like that too.
Nothing else?
We don't know. It doesn't have
Oh,
it. It's just a rock. And Pony Express.
Thanks, Marion.
they still have the brick downtown brick road. But
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll tell you a little bit about this station. This station was located 20 miles southwest of here, down along the Platte River. Built about 1854. The man that built it was the first radio. So he actually was living pretty much close to the Oregon Trail, on the Oregon Trail. And this is what the cabin looked like in 1880. That kind of gives you the lay of the land. And this was actually a 2-story cabin. He built up because he knew that the river flooded every year. In the spring, when they'd have the Colorado snow melts, the river would flood about a mile wide and anywhere from a few inches to a few feet deep. And so he built up. And this is what it looked like in 1931. It was falling into disrepair after 75 plus years of flooding. It needed a lot of help. And so the people that owned the ranch offered it to the Gothenburg. American Legion went out, bless those men that did that. They disassembled it, numbered, tagged every log, and then they moved it here. And we're actually sitting on the Mormon Trail. The Mormon Trail goes right through this part. And this is what it looked like after they had refurbished it in 1931. So this is called a relay station. The relay station is where the riders would come in. They had 2 minutes. They would jump off the tired horse, grab this apparatus, which is called the mochila, which is Spanish for backpack, and then that would be thrown on a freshly saddled horse, and off the rider would go. So they didn't sit around and visit and have coffee and that kind of thing. They just kept on going. And then when they, good morning, hi. When they came in, after they'd ridden about 75 to 100 miles, they would come into what's called a home station. And the home station, you can see it's got the 2 doors on it. It was a bigger station. And that's where the riders would sleep, eat, rest, and a fresh rider would take off and go the next 75 to 100 miles. So this is the route that they traveled. They started in St. Joe and went into Kansas, across Nebraska, a little dip into Colorado, back across the panhandle of Nebraska, through Wyoming, Utah, Nevada, and then Sacramento. 1,966 miles, and they did it in Kansas. So every stop here is where they would change horses, and then they would keep on going. It was kind of like a relay race. I tell people, a lot of people think that with the artwork and everything that depicts the Pony Express, that they rode flat out. They couldn't possibly ride flat out all the time. It would kill the horse. You're right. So I've done a lot of research on it. A horse can go 20 miles at a trot. They can cover a lot of ground that way.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lady come in the other day from the East Coast. She was going to Colorado and delivering horses. And she came in after she had walked the horses around for a while, and she said, I have a question. Did they walk, trot, canter, gallop, or run? I said, great question. They did all of the above at some point in time. Because,
Depends on who's chasing them.
well, yeah, that's true. And depending on the weather and what was going on, I mean, if they had hostile Indians, if they had an outlaw going after them, if they had to get out of the way of a storm.
Yeah.
They had to get up and going. And so we have about 190 plus stations on that route. So it was quite an undertaking. The three men that started it, Majors, Russell, and Waddell, they had a very lucrative freight business. And, hello. Your family. Oh, no. Don't let that happen. Yes.
I just wanted to check.
Right in there
Oh.
somewhere.
No. No, that's their home number. And then I have one with some. That's what I call it.
I would like that.
Oh, okay. Hold on, let me grab it.
I know, I didn't want to bother you.
Oh,
But
it's okay.
I had to.
Yeah, it's a good number to have.
Mm-hmm. Once we clear out of some folks. I have a lot of folks. I'm not cameraing. Amen.
Thanks for doing that.
I'll get it. I'm going. Oh.
Whoa. All right. The Pony Express only lasted a year. Wow. A lot of people think it went a lot. I know. You're shocked.
Yeah.
When they started out, they started April 3rd, 1860. And then the telegraph got hooked up October 24th, 1861. And that was the end. Their last riders were coming in. The last rider was coming into Sacramento. And when he got there, he was told.
And heard it from the teletype.
Wow. You know, what's interesting is the telegraph they started building the telegraph from St. Joe west and from Sacramento east about the same time the Pony Express started. And I don't think that the people that owned the Pony Express, the men, I think they realized the total impact of what was going to happen once that telegraph started. And in retrospect, the three guys that owned the Pony Express thought that they probably should have gone another 6 months or so, but they were financially very deep in debt, $200,000.
Oh, wow.
And they never recouped. They lived off of family and friends. But what happened was that it was, well, and those guys were banking. They had very, very lucrative freight business out of St. Joe. They thought, because they were doing something great for America, that they would get the government contract. Southern route was taking a month to get the mail to Sacramento. And so they thought for sure the government would award them that.
It's really about connections. It's all the time and all the years.
Well,
all about who has this.
what happened was there went a bill before Congress. Somebody did not like somebody, and it got held up, and it never passed.
Well, some things never change.
No.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for stopping. You know, and the sad thing is, had it gone through, they would have been awarded about $1 million.
Yeah.
And it never happened. And it probably would have helped them keep going for a while longer.
The Transcontinental Telegraph
Yep.
took it all over, and
That's
the Oakland, or the Overland Stage Coach, as well as the Wells Fargo in 1886, took a lot of the business away from them.
Where are you folks
So.
from? Cheyenne. Oh, nice. I like to stop in Cheyenne. We go there a lot. Okay. Oh, you got our wanted. The ad over there on the wall is
There it
what
is.
was put in the newspaper back in 1860. Wanted young, skinny, wiry fellows, not over 18, expert writers willing to risk death daily, orphans preferred, $25.
They can't even work McDonald's.
And
times have changed.
$25 a week was great pay in 1860 because most people were lucky if they made $5. So 25 sounded wonderful, and there were a lot of orphans out there.
These are the Pony Express riders.
Trail, the Mormon Trail. A lot of adult people had died of either accidental gunshot wounds, cholera, or
Billy
diphtheria,
Richard,
whichever
John
the case
Fry,
may be. And
Charles Cliff, Gus Cliff, the brothers,
Great life, yeah, for a while.
Frank
our
Webner,
youngest rider was 11, and
Jack Keedley,
and
William Waddell, Alexander Majors,
your Uncle Charlie Miller
William
was
Russell,
his name, and he
Pony Bob, also known as Robert Hasman, James Butler, Wild Bill Hickok, Johnny Fry, Charles Cliff, William Cody, also known as Buffalo Bill, Bill Fisher. And the riders taking the oath. Many Native American tribes hunted and lived in this area prior to and during the time of the Pony Express. Of those, there were 6 unique, separate nations that were collectively called Plains Indians by the white settlers in the 1800s. They were the Arapaho, Cheyenne, Kiowa, Lakota, Pawnee, and the Sioux. So that's one of the replica bags that somebody put together. So that's what I use to house the individuals. So I'm being told in my ear that I can take some of these stickers.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And there are newspapers over there. If you want to take a few of those, you're sure welcome.
Thank
to
you
those
so
as well.
much.
You bet. Anybody's
Because
welcome.
especially the kids,
Absolutely.
I am really into the kids.
Yeah.
The Wild Bill was a Pony Express.
No.
No,
More
he wasn't.
likely not.
Yeah.
Well, let me explain. Wild Bill, no. He was a freight driver for these 3 men. These were the men that started the Pony Express, Majors, Russell, and Waddell. And he was the driver. And he had a dumb attack one day. He came across a mama bear and 2 baby cubs. And instead of letting them meander off the trail, what he should have done, he got out of the wagon, walked up to the mother bear and shot her in the head. But her skull was so thick, the bullet ricocheted off of her head and made her very mad. And she ended up going up, giving him the old-fashioned bear hug and squishing him, crushing bones, and he ended up having to convalesce for 4 months. So he was not a rider for the pony.
Where did he convalesce? Around here, or?
Let let me see if it tells me where he was. Why was I trying to? I don't know if it tells me. His brethren were before being sent to the Rock Creek Pruning Set. Doesn't tell us where, and that's where he worked.
How far is Rock Creek?
I don't know that for sure. I could probably look on one of those words are getting smaller on the map.
Yeah. We're in Buffalo-Bill.
Well, and he says he was a Pony Express rider, but that guy was 6'5", and the riders were like the size of jockeys.
Yeah.
So he says he did this, but we're not sure. He says he was a relief rider, maybe for instances here and there, maybe he did that, but there's no doubt.
Yeah, my gimbal keeps
So for
knocking
us
the camera
to say, yeah,
off.
he was, we really can't do that. That would not be fair to the people that actually did that we know positively. Right?
Yep.
This gentleman
Says
here, Robert
Pony
Charlie Miller,
Express.
was 11 years old, as I had said
And
earlier.
shiny pennies.
He was the youngest rider, and you can tell by looking at him. Yeah, and he wanted to fight in World War II at the age of 92, and they turned him down. So I think he was a heck of a guy, I tell you. And then this guy, Johnny Fry, is interesting. The girls in the settlement thought he was kind of cute, and so they were baking things for him, trying to get his attention, hoping he would stop. He didn't have time. He was on a mission to deliver mail. So what they did was they were making pastries, and they would cut a hole out in the middle, and then as he rode by, they could hold it up, and he could stick his finger through them, and that might be how the donut came about. Maybe.
He died.
Amazing, isn't it? Fun stories.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Fun stories. I'll help you with those.
Go get on your horse and deliver
I was
mail.
gonna say, don't expect me to go do that.
This is really kind of gives you an idea of where the people live.
In case I missed anything.
Actually, the plumbing engineer came up to say, "Bill, guy here's like, I want to see that place. I want to see who wrote that place. I'd like to target a car."
Fortunately, not all at one shot. You know, most of them would ride 75 to 100 miles. That's their shot. And I'll tell you, I've pushed cattle. I live on a ranch, and we pushed cattle north in the dead of winter for a friend one year. We rode about.
Oh, that's a blacksmith's.
And I was
That's a farrier's
I gotta say, yeah, you
carriage
it
there.
wasn't your first rodeo either.
It was not my first rodeo. Oh my gosh. It was so cold we had to get out and
So they would have to have that for the horses to be able to.
we were
And then there was the branding iron that was the P and the X, Pony Express.
yeah, it was bad. Thank you very much. Great. I'll let you do that, and I'll just do that. An extra penny.
What do you all see down here?
Yeah, I can do that.
Bring it later.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Safe travels.
Burlap sacks. And here's a well bucket that they would drop it. Oh, no.
Not my change.
And you see right here, that's a well bucket. That's what they would drop down into the well and pull it back up with water.
So you're getting out of Cheyenne. You don't do that during the Cheyenne days? You don't get out of there?
No,
Oh, you do?
Yes.
You work at the rodeo ground?
No.
Oh.
Air traffic controller, so.
people coming and going. Oh.
So the Buffalo Bill wasn't actually an express rider. I should say Hitchcock. Deadwood, South Dakota. He was also an employee of the Pony Express. In 1860, Hitchcock was badly injured by a bear. So, but there's nothing that says that Bill Cody wasn't. Yeah, that's a Colt 44, model 1849. Because, well,
Have you learned about the Pony?
that's a Bowie knife.
That's what we're doing right now. We homeschool. That's part of our trip is learning things that
This cabin was a two-story. Oh, I'll show you a little bit more about it. Since you're into this homeschooling thing, and I think that's awesome. This cabin is down along the river, about 20 miles southwest of here. This is what it looked like in 1880. Now, this was built in 1854.
So people can get the bags today that are these types of bags. This isn't an imprinted bag.
In 1931, after he had worked at the
And this cupboard was from the old Fort McPherson officers' quarters. I've got to take the camera out to show you this. This is the stamps that were used for Pony Express.
They offered it to the people that owned Gothenburg club kind of thing. This is some of the
so this is actually the top
top half. And I think this was kind of a deluxe cabin because when you look at some of these other Pony Express things, the rider had ridden about 100 miles where he would come. Sits on the original site, 2 miles south. It's still out there. In fact, I saw the owner of the ranch. I saw her in the grocery store yesterday, and I said, "Okay, I want to come out and see that." She said, "Okay," she called me. So I have never gotten to go out and see it, and I'm going to. Yes, I'm going on vacation in a week, and then when I get back, I told her. You're just going to see you're just going to see 10 miles of farm ground. The railroad that runs along on the south side of Highway 30. There is a Pony Express station at the park not in Kodiak, but they don't open it up. But it's there. It's there. It's just sitting there. And then on the 100th Meridian, you'll see a big sign that goes over the highway that's still the 100th meridian.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get out of her way. More people are coming in.
When you do go there, I'll tell you, when you see that 100th meridian sign, take a you're going this way. So you're going to take a left, and then take an immediate right, and on this big long building, they have put quilt blocks, painted quilt blocks.
Oh.
Bye. Thank you for stopping.
Oh, thank you for having me.
And they've got barn quilt blocks all over.
I'm gonna miss that YouTube real quick. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Give me 1 minute, I'll run this over.
Road design. Uh-oh. And I see that kids are playing with a kids flipped a park bench over. Not that I would want to get involved, but this is the kind of stuff that kids need to stop doing. Just totally destructive. Yeah.
I'm not beating children today.
You're not beating any children today?
No.
Let's go over here and figure out where this was and put it back.
Bench?
The bench. These kids just turned it upside down and flipped it around and
I think it goes there.
no. It moves around. I will see if we can see where it was. Yeah, we can see one was there, one was there, so we got to turn it around. See the hole? See the slice? Keep going. Keep going this way. This way.
Oh, okay.
See the imprint?
Got it.
They just think they own the town and start messing up the table.
They did the tables too?
Yeah.
Look what they did to the tables.
Well, I ain't playing that far.
Yeah. Gotta put stuff back to people. I'm walking across the United States.
You're walking.
Yeah.
How are you lazy?
And check it out. Teaching history, teaching, manners. So,
Where do you guys go to sleep?
in that old motorhome that follows, yeah.
I
That
thought you guys walked everywhere.
be cool if you could find somebody to help you get those tables back to where they were.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Very cool. Kids that do have some, those kids were yelling at the other kids, telling them to put it back upright, So now they're over there with some other kids, because the kids that we ran off even had taken and took the picnic tables and under that gazebo over there and turned them upside down and everything. So now they're over there with a bunch of other kids, setting them back the way they were. So instill some values. Oh, you're welcome. Ow. Ow, ow.
I want one.
Ow. Oh. Okay. We're going to walk downtown real quick. Mr. T, if you wanted to make your way over to that elevator area, that's where we're going to wind up, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
That would be funny. Park at the same parking lot we did with the Sasnek.
Huh.
I miss Brother Sasnek.
You're cutting out. You're cutting out, T. I can't understand you. Well, that was fun looking at the museum. And I didn't want to risk handing the cards out to the customers that were going in there.
Gypsy did outside.
Huh?
Gypsy did outside.
Gypsy did outside. Very cool.
1978.
All right. Going to get things set back up here.
You hear that or no?
I didn't hear.
She was saying Lamont something. Said thank you for showing the inside because she don't think she would have ever seen it.
I'm not hearing much on Discord. I was cutting in and out. It might have been switching from Beachy, I think.
I think that's what happened.
Okay.
I said, because I can hear it.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything. Not a problem. I need to turn my... Go ahead. La Mancherie. Okay. Not a problem. We're going to do the same thing at the museum in St. Joe, in St. Joseph, Missouri. And that building was built in 1854 as a fur trader post. It's extremely, I don't know that people understand just how emotional that is for me. It's really emotional. And understanding that it ties directly into what's going on today in the United States, let alone the world. people back then didn't have it easy. I mean, we didn't have telephones. We didn't have, that's why the Pony Express was created, to bring people together through the deliverance of mail. And they didn't get the government contract that they were hoping to get. Had they stayed another couple of months, maybe 6 more months into operation, they may have had $1 million contract from the government for it. They were able to deliver it faster than the stage lines were. The stage lines was an average of a month to deliver a letter. The Overland stage line, they were competitors in reality to the Pony Express. The Pony Express could get a letter from St. Joseph, Missouri to Sacramento, California in 10 days. The stage would take a month to 2 months. So until the transcontinental telegraph came in 1861, that was the only way to get messages back and forth.
Even then, it was expensive to send a message.
Yeah, I mean, I just took images of the stamps that were used by the Pony Express riders. And they had a saddle that had padlocked satchels. But then they also had individual tossovers like what we're using on this walk. Didn't see any of those in there, but maybe we will when we get to St. Joseph.
Nice old Ford.
Yeah, it is.
It's pretty close.
That is actually, that is my 300-mile mark, was at that Pony Express drive station.
That would be about right, yeah.
Yep, that is it. You're right, Joe. So back there, I hit the 300-mile mark when we went around that. That was unintentional, but when we went around there, that brought the extra mileage in, so 300 miles at that station on my personal walking mileage.
Good.
So that station, it once was 2 stories. So when the Pony Express used it, it was actually 2 stories. It was 20 miles southwest of here, or southeast of here, I mean, along the river. And it went into disarray. So they took the top piece, the top section, and moved it to this location. Piece by piece. Instead of the original chinking, they used mortar to chink it with. Hats off to the American Legion for doing that in 1934.
Yep. League of Engineers. Now, I know back in the old days, these used to be tie-up points for horses.
Yeah. Well, they would have more of them. They would also have more of them. And sometimes they would have the hitching post between 2 of them.
Right. It just amazes me to see that they still put it in today's architecture.
Yeah. And the brick is the other thing.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I smell fresh paint.
I do too, I just don't know why.
Thank you, Dot.
Ma'am. I got it.
Where? Yes, ma'am. I am.
I'm not here.
I am. I'll come around. How are you?
I'm doing just fine.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you. I'm glad you're doing this.
Well, yeah, we need to get this done. We need to get people out and about, seeing what it is we're doing, and get behind this.
Yes, because the country is falling apart.
Absolutely is.
It's getting sad. I mean, day by day.
Yeah. Well, I just said this morning here on the stream. I mean, we just watched what's happening with Zelensky. I mean, in Ukraine, they just signed application for the NATO agreement. Well, under the NATO protections, that means under Article 5 of the NATO agreement, that all NATO companies have to go to its call for help, which is going to throw us into World War III.
Oh yeah.
Because
we were kind of hoping not to.
Yeah.
But.
Yes, ma'am. So, but it's nice to see you. You following me, right?
I just heard about it on the radio this morning coming to work. So,
you did?
Yeah, KRVN had it on there.
KRVN? KRVN. Is that?
That's out of Lexington.
Out of Lexington.
Yep.
Very nice, because in Lexington we're going to have a walk tomorrow.
I have to work.
Yeah.
And then I've got something else I have to be at. So after I get off work. But
well,
yeah, I listen to Cami, which is part of Caribbean, and yeah.
Nice.
It's a sister station to Caribbean, and because it plays old rock country music. So
yeah. Well, it was nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you, and I hate to
pass the word. Pass the word. But thank you for yelling at us. We appreciate it.
Well, if we can get the more voices we can get to the Capitol, hopefully maybe somebody will actually listen.
Great. Yeah. Yeah. If you know of any children,
anyway,
we got to get those letters too. Get them in my Pony Express bag. Going to the Capitol steps. Well, thank you so much for alerting us.
Yep. You're welcome.
Yep. Have a nice day.
You too.
KRVN. She heard about the Gray Wolf Walk on KRVN this morning.
Right on.
Nice. See. Got it. So she can't walk with us, but she wanted to say, "Hey guys, are you Gray Wolf?"
Yes.
Heard you on the radio. Heard about you on the radio. Nice. That's nice. That's what this is about, is bringing more people to being aware. I mean, here we are in a small town, and people are still hearing about us. So thank you, Dot. Thank you, Barb. I know that she says that came out of Lexington, so we appreciate what you're doing for us.
Yes. Beautiful artistry.
Yeah. See the bricks. You know, and how many towns do you still see that still have diagonal parking? And you notice something else? There's no parking meters. Okay. We've let ourselves get run over by those who really, truly are thinking about nothing but money. Money and power.
Yes, but with great money and great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah, well, they're not responsible. These people aren't responsible.
Again, they failed on that part.
Yes, they did. Uh-oh. Bakery and donuts ahead.
Hell, I'm smelling bacon.
Uh-oh. Deb's Diner. Uh-oh. I don't know. We may have to get a dozen donuts. It says welcome.
Yeah.
Do they have donuts? says there are donuts.
Yeah.
Wonder if they have donuts. We can get a 6-pack of donuts.
All right, I'll hold that.
You'll hold it?
I'll hold it. I'll stand here.
Okay. Morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning.
You could have brought the flag in too. What's that apparatus?
This apparatus is so that I can live stream my walk across the United States.
Oh, cool.
So I'm walking across the United States,
Oh,
and I saw donuts.
oh yeah.
You're walking across America.
I'm walking across America. I'm Gray Wolf, and I'm walking across the country, raising awareness as to what we, the people, need to do to start healing and return our country to normal. I was in Washington, D.C. back in March, meeting with senators and congressmen,
Oh, good for that.
and talking about what we have to do to gain our country back, get our country back to our God-given ways. Thank you very much. Our God-given, represented by our Constitution, freedoms.
What did you think of President Biden calling for a lady to come up and speak, and she's dead? She died in a car wreck like July or August.
I think it's a shame. I think it's a shame that they're allowing him
To run our country, and you can't even know who in the hell is dead and who's alive.
That's only part of it. Yes, and I agree that there's obviously something not right.
Isn't
So,
that something?
it's very obvious there's something not right. But hopefully, I can get enough people by the time I get to Washington D.C. to have our voices be heard, because that's what's going to make change.
I believe that. I know he's done a lot of stupid things, but that a congresswoman. I have a friend that had a son-in-law that retired from the Air Force. They had a great big celebration.
I'm Air
for him.
Force.
Very shocked with him. And this congresswoman, that must have been in July. She's still alive at that time. She went to that and spoke. And so that's kind of how I recognized, because my friend had told me about it, and about her, and then when that was calling her that name, and
Jackie.
she's dead. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is really sad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Pretty sad that people are not being even able to see what's happening there. So we need to change it.
Yeah.
We need to change it.
Yeah.
I need some donuts.
Okay.
I won't leave you that receipt.
Okay. I guess I should start with.
I just hit my 300 miles too at the Pony Express. So
Oh, good.
yeah.
Where are you from, did you say?
Carson City. Well, I started in Carson City, Nevada. I live in Reno, Nevada.
Oh, wow.
I'm walking to Washington D.C. Did I give you a card?
No,
No,
you
I
didn't.
gave
You
the
just
other
said
lady one.
customer, yeah. Thank you.
Yes. So yeah. So I'm just trying to talk to as many people as I can and create a Forrest Gump thing.
Hey, I love that.
Yeah. We'll be walking tomorrow. I'll be walking out of the racetrack there in the Fairgrounds in Lexington, looking for as many people who will walk with me from there to the Walmart and back.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So it'd be really cool. I'm also doing a Pony Express drive.
Oh, cool.
So I have a replica Pony Express bag, and I'm taking letters from people and putting them in the bag to take to DC. When the bag fills up, I transfer that to burlap sacks.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
So I want to get so many that we have to have big trucks.
Oh,
right?
you're right. That would be amazing.
And I want to have so many people that are with me that they'll have to close 10 miles plus of the roads.
Well, I'll follow you and see how far you get.
Great. No, I'm going all the way. So it's
Well,
just,
I mean, like how many people join there again?
Yeah. So, if you just get me a dozen, just pick them. I love the maple bars, and
Would you like any of them filled? Like
Uh,
the maple
Sure,
logs?
sure.
Yeah, filled.
Take some of them.
Lions Club and maybe Singers.
You want variety of
Just right.
whatever?
Just take your pick. We're good.
Not allergic to anything?
Unless you're going to be putting onions in them.
Well,
Then we might have an issue. Hi. How are you? I'm good. I'm good. I saw donuts out there and said, oh, I have to stop and have the donuts. I just had my 300-mile mark right there at the Pony Express. So, doing the walking. Trying to raise it so that we can start to heal our Constitution and just get as many people as possible. So, I think everybody knows that we're in a real crisis.
Most definitely.
We just need to, but people, I mean, I talk to people and they say, well, I just don't know what to do. Well, I'm doing what we need to do. And I'm teaching what we need to do. We need to let our voices be heard and our bodies be counted to the number of people and have the raising up of our voices to show we are the people of the United States and you work for us.
You're exactly right. Exactly right.
Okay. Okay, test. Apparently I bumped the mic. Can you hear me now? Okay, I apparently bumped the mic and turned the mute on.
Don't let him lie. He was flirting.
Yeah, there was one guy giving me kind of stink eye in there. So,
Lots that we parked in the sand. Good.
nice.
Come down and get some daylight.
Ignore. Ignore. Oh,
Tell him come down and get some daylight donuts. Come on.
some daylight donuts. And that's the Sinclair. So we're really, there's not much left of downtown here. So we can head on over to Beachy over there and you're kicking it? You're kicking it. I hear a donut with my name on it. I think she might have filled up a few of those donuts with some kind of a cream or something. That box is awfully heavy. How you doing, T? It's another beautiful day. Yes, sir. So let me see. Hold on. Where's her thing at? Where's your, oh, it's on the table. Hold on. What you doing? Miss Avers?
Oh yeah, I was gonna put that in there real quick.
Yeah, let me put this in here. We'll put it back here. Whoops. There, you get to see the bedroom. What the hey? All right. So Miss Abracadabra, what are you looking at? You want to go outside and attempt to go potty? Well, let me get out first, and then I'll call you out. All right?
You got a remote? Okay.
I got it. Stay. Okay, come on. Come on over here. Whoops. There she goes. All good? No good, huh? Yep. Hey, don't you go towards those tracks. I said don't go through the... Hey, listen to me. Thank you. I know. I know. You're just hanging out with Dad. Yeah. What do you think? You're just checking some stuff out here? Huh? You want to check out Gypsy? So that's the spot, Gypsy. Got to get me right there on that leg and then right up behind my tail stub. Yep, yep, yep. Don't stop, she says. Oh, yeah. Get over here. Come on. Get back in Beachy. Thank you.
She's got donuts.
All righty. Yeah, I just told her to just mix it up, man. Just mix it up. Oh.
Because I got one in my hand.
She mixed it up.
She mixed it up.
She loaded them up. Holy moly, we got cake donuts. We got all kinds of donuts. We got
That's cream puff.
cream pie. Oh, yeah, that's it. I can smell them. Holy moly.
They're fantastic, just so y'all know.
Microwave door is open. Huh?
Letting the steam out.
Letting the steam out. Did you just have a soup or something? Or cheese, macaroni and cheese? Gotcha. Alrighty. Let me put my hat back on now. We'll take this. All right. There we go. Well, this was not a bad day. You talked to a lot of people, even though it's a small town. You got that museum that we went to.
I was surprised to hear about us on the radio.
I was surprised to hear that we were on the radio. So that was, yeah. What part of no begging didn't you hear? Huh? Stay. All right. So, there we go. These are actually pretty good donuts.
I'm saying.
But it's like you heard those individuals all talk about. Everybody we talked to today. We got to do something to this, get this country back on track. And that something is getting the people together. It's such a simple concept, but it is overlooked. That the people are what make the difference, not the government. The government would have you believe that they are the ones that control the cards. In reality, it's the people. So it means the people have to stand up. You heard Sylvia say it. Back at the Pony Express station. Ignore. So let's get this done. They're attacking our children. And what really just gets me is these drag queens in front of our children. That just gets me. But look what Gavin Newsom just did yesterday. Yeah, I'm calling you out, Gavin Newsom. They passed a bill and passed it into law that they do not have to advise parents when children come from out of state to have gender reassignment. Excuse me. In what world is it right to have an 11-year-old boy decide to go to California because he can get a free sex change without telling his parents? These people are evil. They're evil. Now they're saying they don't have to tell their parents if they want to get a vaccine. When I was a kid, you only got a couple of different vaccine shots. I think at last count right now, our kids, in order to stay in public school, have to have 86. Like 86 different vaccinations. Are you kidding me?
How are you vaccinating your kids?
It's got to be changed. And the only way to change it is for us to change it. And the only way we can change it is by accumulating the masses. We get the masses, we get the power. There's power in mass. It's a simple law of physics. Also works when it comes to count. The people equal the mass. So we're heading to Dawson County Fairgrounds in Lexington, Nebraska. Hope to see you all there. We're going to set up a table. We're going to set up our bring your Pony Express letters if you're coming into Lexington. Bring your letters to put in the Pony Express bag. I'd like to get a picture of you folks putting your letter in the bag. And we have some stickers. We'll have to see if we can get some more stickers, a whole roll of them. That'd be good. Get off my foot. And if you walked with me, we have a sticker for that too. I walked with Gray Wolf. So we've had 2 tires blow out on us. And we have a third one. It must have a bent rim because it's got a patch where it's balding the tire out. So we were looking, and we actually had one of the guys from down the road here at the tire shop for one tire wanting almost $300 for one tire. Just the tire. That's if I put it on. And then When it's like, hey, we've just got some problems with tires. Well, why did this guy leave without having good tires? That's, kind of on him. Tires were damn near, that had not that much tread on them. They were blowouts. We've got obviously picked up a light bolt or something that blew out the first one. The second one must have had a rock or something in between the two tires. And when the tire shop aired it up in Grant, it wore a slice into the inside wall. And then when it blew out, it kicked out the rock. But you can clearly see where it was almost taking out both tires. Those are the things we can't gauge. But almost $600 in two tires in 2 days. Expenses are running. We need donations so that we can keep this fight up. We need to grow it. Help me grow it. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I've been out here one way or another since February. I've fought for everybody that lives in this country. And I will continue to fight for everyone in this country and others. I don't think for a moment that I'm wrong. We're starting to see some motion. Pay the bills. Gas in the vehicle. Keep the vehicle running good. Tires. Oil. What we need to be able to move this movement across the country. Another note, James Topp ended his walk across. We'll go to the laptop. Power this mobile unit down. I know the video is not quite as clear, but I'm still here. So, let's get this going, man. It's trying to get stuff that's vibrating off. Keep it from vibrating off, but at the same time I'm trying to keep from tweaking my shoulder again. Trust me, that hurts. So the other night, I had a webinar with the doctors, Dr. Pierre Corey and others. There was people from all over the country, all over the world that were checking in. People from other countries donated to the Grey Wolf Walk. believe one of them was from France. I think another one from Australia. So we're seeing donations coming in from other countries. And comments too. The comments coming in from the other countries is, if what I'm doing is helping them, but I can't get Americans to do the same thing. And this has been showing its ugly head for over a year now. Seeing other countries, people coming together and uniting against the government tyranny by the hundreds of thousands. And here you've got three guys in a 55-year-old RV trying to get something going in the United States, but to the United States citizens. Not getting out there. They're not growing. It's almost like they don't give a crap. It's frustrating. So many people have given so much for this country over the years, over the last 245 years. And I feel like it's going down the drain because the people don't care, or they say they care, but they're not willing to stand up. I've made that commitment to stand up, to be heard, to come up with methods to be able to save our country. I've presented those methods to senators, to members of the House. They all are in agreement that what I am trying to do here is the right path. But I'm not getting the people to back it. That's why a lot of the people that are in the Senate and the House of Representatives that are good people aren't able to get anything done either. It's because the people don't back them the way they should. So let's show them, and let's show me, let's show the United States government and the state governments who they work for. Get up, get out, and be heard and be seen. Because that's how things change. VIC. Thank you, Dick. Appreciate that. That's what it takes. Doesn't take a lot. It does take many. Are you carrying any bugs that fly? Get him. Don't let him. Get him.
Got it.
What are you doing? Are you trying to get up here and steal the limelight? Hey, what are you doing? Come this way. Come this way. Get over here and say hi. You're going to come up here and say hi. Say hi, world. Say hi, world. I'm Abby. She apparently has her own fan club because every once in a while when I leave the laptop up here and I leave Beachy, she's up here trying to send out emails. Ding a ding a ding a ding a ding a ding, walking on the keyboard. To the. What are you doing? Leave them alone. They're not your cameras. Hey, turn around. Come on. No one wants to see your backside. Be good. You be good. You be good. You gonna try and give me a kiss? Oh, thank you. I know. Okay. You gonna get back down, or are you gonna try and take over my land? Huh? I'm trying to take over my land. I'm not gonna scratch you because I know that's what you want. Okay. You good? Can I ask you to get down now? Can I ask you to get down now? I'll tell you what. I know what it is you want. I believe this is Kozad, right? I believe we're coming into Kozad. Sit. Sit pretty. Good girl. Can I have 5? Okay, 10. Good girl. Take this back and eat it. Yep. Welcome to Kozad. We're on the 100th meridian. So we have got a finite amount of time, folks. As I said earlier, with what's happening with the Ukraine, and then President Biden got up there, what little bit of coherency he has, reinforcing the fact and the ideas that as a member of NATO, that we would have to jump into the assistance of any NATO country. And then you've got Ukraine going to become a NATO country. I'll guarantee they're going to push that through. I'll guarantee it. That means that Article 5 of the NATO agreement is going to be put forward. And we're going to deploy troops. Putin's pissed. So, someone sabotaged the pipelines, Nord Stream 1 and 2. Isn't it interesting that back in February, the resident said that if Russia went into the Ukraine, that the Nord Stream would come to an end. Don't take my word for it. The guy said it. And now Nord Stream came to an end. That sabotage is an international act of war. That's not something you could have just gone out there, put a bag of TNT on a fishing line, and dangled it over the pipe to get rid of it. Specialized shape charges. You know that those gas pipes have got concrete, different alloys to keep them from being harmed. So for them to have that problem means someone big. British Special Forces, Chinese, or America. So we are witnessing a setup. We're witnessing a setup that's going to put us into World War III. We got to get these people out of power. Everyone needs to vote. The voting, we know they cheat. We know that the voting platforms, electronic voting platforms, are full of issues, easy to hack. And that doesn't even count the inside work that's done, inside jobs. Isn't it amazing how the FBI is now arresting people for voter fraud, election tampering, systems tampering? Isn't that amazing? How is it that in 2016 they claimed that the election was stolen, but then in 2020 they say it couldn't possibly have been stolen because it's too secure? Flip it on its head, huh? This guy right here, I've got 23 years working with high tech and data systems before I retired. I know data. I know ones and zeros. You may think that I'm some kind of schmuck truck driver, something stinky on the bottom of your shoe. Got news for you. Years ago, I was one of the few individuals that participated in creating what you enjoy every day. Started working with the 11 Western States creation. Worked with protocols, things of this nature that you guys take advantage of today. It's called online banking. Worked in that too. How do you create a secure connection between your laptop or your computer or your phone and the bank servers? Been there, done that. I ran a 40-odd person team out of Bangalore, India. I ran a team out of Silicon Valley, Milpitas, California. We had a lot of construct. Ones and zeros, singularity databases, I know. Set up. I was Cisco certified back in the day. So routing, radius methodologies, been there. So I can tell you, when it comes to a Windows operating system, there is no such thing as a secure one. Why is it why would you think that when you get a new Windows machine, the first thing you're asked to do when you're setting it up is to get yourself a virus software? Because they're easily hacked. That's why. They're full of hacks. Some of them get it. Show you some things you can do with Excel. Bring up a game just by putting certain values in certain cells on the spreadsheet. So you got these little boys and girls out there, Microsoft setting up these little vaccine games back in there. They got your number. Anything that has Bill Gates' name on it, get rid of it. All the voting systems around the world at this point have Bill Gates' construct, Windows operating system. Oh, but they're air-gapped, Gray Wolf. Well, if you believe that the entire transmission of your vote is air-gapped all the way to the Secretary of State's office, I got a bridge in New York I'll sell you for $2. The actual stuff that you're doing your vote at may actually be air gapped. I do have Wi-Fi cards in them. But even so, they're going to be taking the tabulation of those votes, and they're going to be taking that SD card out and they're going to put it into a reader at the county level. Reader at the county level is taking those singular records and merging them with a larger database. What do you think about that computer at the county? Do you think that's air gapped? It goes from the county, and it has to go down to the state. Secretary of State's on it. That one's air gapped. How did they get the data to move between the county server and the state server? Do you think it was air gapped? Don't trust it. Don't trust the technology being used. You don't trust the people. There are people that are on the ground allowing access where it shouldn't be allowed. When I tell you that there is many ways to get in and shift things around, trust me, there are. You need to get rid of the singularity databases. At a bare minimum, you look at the blockchain technology, at a bare minimum. But even then, Joe, are we going to the Walmart first, or are we going to the Fairgrounds? Fairgrounds. So, I can't tell you everything because the censorship and the oppression would simply take me off the air. But I can tell you that even said you get rid of, even if there's a blockchain way of doing votes, which would be a far cry better than doing singularity databases, you still have the potential to disrupt. So get rid of them. Go back to paper ballots, vote on paper, show up in person, and don't fall for them. Oh my goodness, you're going to have to send in a mail-in ballot. Don't fall for that crap. They can ballot stuff like crazy. You ask yourself some questions. I mean, why do you have 19 bellwether counties? Out of 19 bellwether counties, you've got a candidate took 18 of them. And no time in history have you had a president that didn't get that got that kind of bellwether and not become president. Something's wrong. Where you can take over 2,000 counties, and somebody with over just over 200 can take you. Trust me, take the red pill here. Get up and wake up out of the matrix. And continue to give others a red pill. But even though they're not going to be getting rid of the electronic voting system since the Article 2, Section 1, and the 12th Amendment give the power to the state legislatures to make that change when it comes to voting. They're not going to change all 50 states overnight. Not going to happen. But that does bring up a point. If it's the state legislatures, according to the Constitution, that make voting law changes for their states, why did we accept 5 of them in 2020? Those changes coming from the governors, secretary of states, and the Supreme Court of the state. I'm sorry, but in the Constitution, it doesn't say that they have the power to make change. Your governor, your secretary of state, and your Supreme Court of the state do not have constitutionality to make voter law changes. It's in the Constitution, Article 2, Section 1, and the 12th Amendment. We make it unconstitutional. So what was J6 really about? You'd be surprised how many people sit there and say the Electoral College sucks, it's not a good way of doing things. Well, guess what? If you didn't have the Electoral College, then just 4 states would choose your president every 4 years. Because they would win the popular vote. You got California with 40 million people in its presidency. You have the state of Wyoming with just under 1 million. Who's going to win? If you don't understand how the Electoral College works, I'll be happy to explain it to you. But without it, we have no free and fair, capable elections. So we need to get the people involved into making the change, which is why I'm out here. We need to fight peacefully, but fight nonetheless. So help support what it is that I'm doing. Go to graywolfwalk.com. We're coming into Lexington now. Go to graywolfwalk.com. Read about it. Help me out. Donations tab is there. You can donate. I would appreciate that. Very much so. Well, if you go up and make a right on the road that goes up towards the Walmart and following the sign that says go to Interstate 80, it's going to be up and over the bridge, the overpass going back towards Interstate 80. That'll put us on where we don't. What's that? What are we looking for? What are we looking for? What are we looking for?
7th Street. Gotta be the next one.
What, are you looking for the fairground?
Yeah.
The fairgrounds are going to be down and on the right.
I got it in my GPS. I'm trying to follow my directions.
Just a moment. Okay. So once we go over the overpass, you'll see the racetrack or the fairgrounds will be about 3 blocks up. We have to find that too. Might be something that's kind of rattling up against the alternator or something. Yep. So we're in Lexington. We had to make a left to go over and catch and go over the highway. We're actually going to be, I believe, turning left and then going up to the next major intersection. They've got these big long railroad tracks through here, and so you've got to get up and over the railroad. Yeah. There's the next major. All right. We got some good size going on here. We do have people that'll be waiting and walking tomorrow here in Lexington. We're going to walk about 4 miles, a little bit more than 4 miles tomorrow with the people. We'll be walking from the Fairgrounds to the Walmart out by Interstate 80 and then back. I'll be right back.
take a stand. Let's all stand together, and together we'll understand that we're all in the same boat, sailing along. If we wanted to be here after we're gone, seal up the cracks, keep the hull strong. Let's save America. Storms are gonna be rough as we travel across the sea. I know we're gonna make it, 'cause I got you and you got me. Now there's one thing I know right down to the letter. If we really wanna see it get better, we're gonna have to do it together. Can't you see? Let's save America. Let's save America. We gotta get back on course. If they won't listen to our voice, we'll shout it out louder. Through any kind of weather, we can make it together. Yeah. Let's save America. America. Let's save America.
In America, we may have our differences, but we all have one thing in common. We live in the greatest country in the history of the world. So let's save America.
Let's save America. America. Let's save America. America. Let's save America. Yeah. Come on. Sing it loud. Let's save America. America. Let's save America. America. Let's save America. Yeah. Come on now. Shout it out. Let's save America. America. Let's save America. America. Let's save America. America.
All right, we are parked, and thanks to Steve Spurgeon for that. Kind of expected full hookups here, but apparently we don't have sewer, so we're gonna have to look that through. But we are parked. We are at the fairgrounds. So we'll check things out. The Lexington County, actually it's Lexington, it's the Dawson County Fairgrounds. So we have got a lot of work to do. This is a really serious thing. So what we need to do is just get people out. If we can get people out, get people to support what it is we're doing, and continually taking what it is that I have to offer and moving that, sharing that forward. We get more and more people together, and we should be able to
We have to be careful how much power we use. We got a 20 amp circuit only. We got a 50 amp plug and a 20 amp.
20 amps is fine. We're only supposed to take 15 through that cord. I know that it takes more, but if the batteries are charged, we shouldn't be pulling more than 15.
Yeah, everything's charged.
So we need to just get people. That's what's frustrating is that I know that the people are out there. I know the people are there. I know that there's probably 80 million people that are, if we can get the word out, would be with me on this walk in one way or another, either physically or in support. We just have to get it done. We have to get it done. So, got some things to do. Thanks for tuning in. We need to get busy getting more and more people. Let's do that. Let's get the people out here. Between my subscribers and the subscribers of supporters like Texas Girl, One Voice and Diego TV and all of the platforms that we're transmitting on, we should be able to get, we should be able to touch thousands of people. And then in the sharing, we should get thousands more. And then we should be able to get the local folks to be able to give us even thousands more. Change comes through people. That's when change comes. Yeah, well, that's exactly what I don't understand, Rose, is where they all are. I know they're there. I know that there's enough to be able to cover all the United States with walk ambassadors and creating local walks and state walks and just getting people out before it turns to freezing weather and get people out, well, for that matter, even before the elections. I got a feeling that rose-colored glasses is nothing but a troll. Of course, I'm going to carry the letters. So, that's one of the things that people do. They come in and they ask these questions of, well, what if there's only you when you get into DC? I deliver the letters, and then I go and find some place to hide or to get ready, I should say. For the inevitable. I refer and proceed under the guise of resolution before revolution. And I've probably been asked that same question 1,000 times since I began. So that's why I said that. So I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, rose-colored glasses. But the fact of the matter is, if our country is that lost, we're in deep shit. It's that simple. We should be getting thousands of people out by now, and we're not. So but that we've got to get those people out. Somehow, some way, it has to happen. There's many ways to support. Write a letter. Take a picture of that letter. And then email it to me, and I'll put it in the bags. There's that. There's the kids. Crayons, notes. There's nobody trying to block you. Nobody's trying to block you, rose-colored glasses. That's not happening. But I'll tell you, and nobody's talking about bouncing. If you knew how many people try to come in under a new account and create destruction, and create problems, then you could understand why these questions would be coming out on whether or not there's a troll activity going on here. Okay. So we have a whole lot of folks that don't want to see this go through. Okay. And I'm speaking specifically to rose-colored glasses. I know one of my moderators just put you in a timeout. Okay. We don't shun open dialogue. It's frustrating. And we have had many trolls who have come in here and they've asked that same exact question only to try and create division. And I apologize, but folks who come in with a new account asking that exact question are typically they turn out to be dividers. They try to go in and they try to knock the movements down by saying, well, you know what you're doing, you're not gaining any traction, so what happens when you get there and there's nobody with you? And I have faced that question millions of times in my brain. Okay. So when people come in and try to do that, they're real quick. The moderators are real quick to get rid of them. And on the chance that you're a real person that is not trying to create division in this chat, your questions and your account activity are an MO that are known to be used by the trolls. So we'll see if you're still around tomorrow. So I know that you can still say that you hear. So we're looking at that, and we're trying to gauge people by their comments. That's how we do things. And when we see the same comment come from the same type of new account activities, you work with that. So that's enough on that. So if you by chance just created your account today and you bounced in and asked the exact same question that we've gotten a couple of dozen different times from trolls, the exact same question, I might add, on the off chance that you're not a troll, then I'll see you here tomorrow. And we'll put this day behind us. And I will say that there are plenty of other ways to be able to help. You don't have to get in your car and come find me. You can help organize in your own communities ways for people to be able to do the same thing. The concept is true. The concept that I'm pulling is fair. It's equal. And I know it'll work if we can get the masses to get together to do it. So let's work on that. Trust me, there's going to be a lot of trolls that are going to be coming in from every corner. There's a lot of question marks, even from the campground that we just left this morning. A lot of question marks. We're going to keep an eye on. So this isn't a game. I'm certainly not out here as a game. This isn't a game to me. I'm not out here playing Pokemon or whatever the hell they call it these days. I'm out here to try and wake people up, trying to get people to come out here and walk. If they can't walk, let's do this another way. But by the time we get to DC, okay. Mods, please leave Rose alone for just a moment. Okay. So I'll convey. The question is very typically used as a loaded question to promote failure. Okay? That question that you asked is to promote in a seed of failure to the mission. And it is the number one question used by trolls when they come into the room to try and create division. So the moderators are quick to tune in on that and say, nope, that's a troll. Let's get rid of that troll. Okay? So that being appreciated comes to this. Subscribe. Stay in the chat. Look at the website. Read the website. Please read the website and check it out. Okay? The questions we need to ask are, why aren't people donating to this movement? Why are people finding other movements that, quite frankly, are out there that they're donating lots and lots of money to? And I really can't even go there. I won't go there. But they're not given to Gray Wolf. I can show where it is that I started and where I've been going all along. Those are the questions asked. How come people aren't putting in to this to get this fixed? So help share. Help get it to the people. I was quite shocked when this woman's hollering at me today. She heard me on the radio. She heard about me on the radio from Lexington here. That's great. So go to my website, graywolfwalk.com. I am very proud of what I did with the People's Convoy. Don't get me wrong. I am very proud of what we did. But we've got to keep this going. We have to keep this movement moving down the road and growing. Simplify their Cajun Cat. So we saw the museum today. That was kind of moving for me. And I apologize that I didn't get the Nightbot updated for the new Discord channel. I apologize for that. And you're right, Lamont Charlie. I don't have the kind of drama that they get when they're on those other movements. Okay, Guardian, help me with that. We're trying. We're trying to get noticed. We're trying to get people out there, and you're right. We already know that they're suppressing me. They're oppressing. And there are individuals out there still calling me a coward just because I wasn't moving their direction, or a traitor just because I wasn't moving their direction. They really know nothing about me. They don't know what I've given, what I've sacrificed for this country. They also don't know what I've sacrificed to even be on this walk right now. What I sacrifice every single hour of every single day. Okay? They don't know. What I know is I love my country. I love my fellow citizens. And I am going to do whatever I can while I have breath left in these lungs to change what is going on. Trust me when I tell you, change comes with getting the people. If you can have 10 miles of people that block off the roads and rolling towards DC, shoulder to shoulder people, trust me, they will be shaking in their boots. They will. So you guys help me get the word out. That's what I want to see. I will represent you. I will take you to DC with me. I will represent you even if you can't go to DC with me. I've done it already. I've proven that I do it. Don't let anyone else tell you different. Plan I have is to have everybody involved. You can have metal, you can have steel, plastic, rubber that rolls down the road, and say that that is represents to you freedom. You can have feet, legs, bodies, flags together. To me, that represents freedom. So that's what we have to do. Tomorrow, oh, you didn't upset us there, rose-colored glasses. It's just a question mark because it sets a pattern. It uses a pattern, okay? But you didn't upset me. I'm upset more that the people are sleeping. I'm shaking that freaking bed like crazy to wake people up. And they're still when their house is about to burn down. I don't know what else to do. Trying to figure out how to go into every one of those houses with a freaking fire hose and drown them in truth. Drown them with information and say, get your ass up, get dressed, and get out there. This is your country that you're getting ready to lose, and you're in here snoozing. That's what I wish I could do. Man. Yep. Cajun Cat, that would be awesome to see 10 miles of people in march in lockstep, right? And growing, and people coming in from side streets and falling in place. And we come up with a cadence call, you know. They don't know what they've been told, right? Or Amazing Grace. What is it? What is it going to take to get people off their asses? I don't know. This is our last peaceful attempt before, in my opinion, what it turns into is a revolution. We're already looking right now at potential real soon of World War III. Let me pose a question. What if the resident decides to postpone the November 8th election? What are you going to do then? Postpone it by at least a month? We're in the 11th hour. It's happening, people. My left shoulder is really crazy right now. Yeah. Mark is an independent journalist, okay? You can read Mark's work at greywolfwalk.com in the blogs. Thank you for being here, Mark. So, well, that's good. Tough love is necessary, yes. Military strategies from the veterans, yes. Where are my brothers in arms? Well, the over 50,000 that were discharged because they wouldn't take the jab. Where are we going to be when Biden says that he's going to postpone the elections? The state of emergency that I'm trying to get rescinded and changed will give him the ability to do that. The glasses are bent again. Yep. He's the resident, not the president. Just so you all know. That's a good question, Mark. Everybody should be asking themselves, what is it that brought them here? Out of all the people I've seen along the walk, good luck, man. Good luck. I'm right there. I'm right there with you. And they run right back to their home, get behind their TV set, get in the front of the TV set, I should say, sit down on the couch, put the feet up on the ottoman, and turn on the news. It's like, no, damn it. I hope that gray wolf does something about that. You know, I'm not the answer to the problems. You are. I'm only trying to gather you together. And that's the other problem. Too many people seem to believe for 5 minutes even that someone else is going to fix all these problems. Someone else is going to fix all these problems? I mean, you're not going to have anything at all? It's okay, Rose. We'll keep an eye. Which, you know, trust is earned, not given. And just stick with it, okay? Yes, you can. You can have a conversation here. I'd like everyone to calm down, all right? So everybody just take a breath and let's think about what it is that we need. We need people, all right? We don't need drama, even though drama seems to be what people are coming into these other chats and handing money and handing more money. It's okay. Just let it go, Rose. Rose-colored glasses. Let it go. Trust me. There's a method to the madness when it comes to how the chats work. And if you're new to this, just bear with it. You know, just bear with it. You haven't said one bad word. I agree with him. Okay. And I appreciate you if you're here, in fact, for me. But like I said, trust is earned. I'm sure you can understand that. I'm sure you can understand that. And let's focus with what we have. We have a bird in a hand, two in the bush. We want to work with what we've got. Everybody think about how it is. Then you've got nothing to worry about, Rose. Moderator's the one that'll boot you if you're bad. Okay. So we're gonna have people, you know, we're out here, we're working for everybody. We're working for the trolls, we're working for the naysayers, we're working for all those folks as well. It's all right, Rose. Please let it go. Mark, please. Is there anybody in my ear? Did I lose it all? Yeah. So, all right, folks, I'll tell you what. The other day when I was over there on with the doctors, we put together, well, no, we'll save that to the end. But look, we're going to go to an intermission video. For those of you that are new here, and I just tell you, Rose, let it go. Don't worry about it. We'll take, we'll just keep on the trust is earned, okay? You'll see it that way. Okay? Let's go to the intermission, folks. Check it out. As soon as I get over there.
There's a cry of freedom sweeping around the world today. And here we have it all, life and liberty. Still we give the dream away. No more can we afford to stand around, set inside our ways. Wake up in the USA. Wake up in the USA.
Story himself, and he's been right by our side from day one in this. He's seen the emotional roller coaster that this journey has been.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Senators, for hearing us today. My name is Ron Coleman. I'm from Reno, Nevada. I own a small trucking company, or at least I will until next week, maybe. Who knows how far that goes. Yeah. But my daughter said to me before I left, Dad, you can't afford to do this with everything that's come over the last 2 years. And I looked at her and I said, I can't afford not to do this. Yeah. This has been an emotional roller coaster that you cannot imagine, you can't even put words to. And in reality, it comes down to some things very much like this. This note wrapped around a cookie from a family. If I may, I'll read this. Dear trucker, I admire your courage and your determination in doing this. I will support you in prayer
for a victory over the sad oppression that is going on. Thank you for fighting for all of us. A mother of 3, God bless you. I have a box full of these letters. I have 4-year-old girls coming up, hugging me, and handing me crayon notes. We love you. Thank you for fighting for our future freedoms. In a crayon note. I tell them, I am just like the Pony Express of the days gone by. And I will collect your tears, I will collect your messages, I will collect your heart, and I will take it with me to Washington, D.C.
Help others when you can. Respect your fellow man. Can't you see the times are changing?
And I will deliver it. And that mission is partially complete for me personally. But I also tell them the truckers are the tip of the spear, and the body of the spear is the people. We are nothing without the people. So this isn't about the truckers.
When priorities are wrong, we've got to stand up strong and rearrange them.
We are awakening people all over this world. We are awakening, as Alan said, millions of people seeing their tears, hugs, to where I'm having to hold them from collapsing in sob. This is a movement that the people have brought forth that says our God-given rights have been trampled on from our Constitution. And he's right. Our Constitution and 56 very fine gentlemen sat in a room in Philadelphia and they pounded this out. They knew this day would come. This is why we have these writings. This is why we believe in these writings.
It's time that we wake up and see our freedom was never free. So wake up in the USA.
And moving forward, we want to make sure that every single American, and you're right, Senator Cruz, these people are coming and they're waking up.
Yep.
And when they awaken, they will not go back to sleep. And we're bringing them forward. And we were bringing them with us. And I say to them, call every single official that you can, every politician that you can, and let's start burning up these phone lines and letting them know, let Nancy Pelosi know that the power is in the people and we are coming.
Amen.
You know what you need to do. Don't give up, you gotta push on through.
First of all, God bless her for doing that. I can see you're compelled, and all of your stories here are compelling. What's going through my mind, I wish the press would have been here to see the entire thing. I think we should bring him in right now. I think we should, Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, hi. I drive a 1-ton truck, and apparently you cannot park it in downtown DC.
She's from your district.
I'm from West Texas, sir.
Oh, awesome. Where?
Out in Midland. I own a hotshot trucking company in the oil fields.
Fantastic.
So I came up here with, I'm keeping my guys working down there, and came up here and brought about 20 people from Texas from me.
Wonderful.
We tried to organize the state as best we could within 12 days. If you've never done grassroots, it's a wild ride.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd be here, to be honest. So I pretty much said, I can do oil field 24/7, or I could do this. It's real hard to do both.
I understand.
So this is just, everybody's here for the same reason, for our freedoms, for our children's freedoms, for the generations to come, their freedoms too.
Quit closing your eyes, pretending that you don't see.
And And Texas is a wonderful state. I think it's harder for Texas because we stood up for our freedoms a lot sooner than a lot of other states. And I think it's just overpass of people. I think there's 15, a dozen overpasses that did not have people on it from Texas all the way to here.
And if you think you'll just spectate, it's too late. We all live here together, from sea to shining sea.
That we're the majority. We may be the silent. We're not silent anymore.
Yep.
We are not silent anymore. And people, you make eye contact with them, they're just like, thank you. Thank you for standing up for us. Thank you for being here for us. Thank you for watching over our children. They just say thank you. They're so grateful. And that's what we're all here for. We're here to do that, to stand for everybody's freedoms. Whatever side of the table you stand on, it's for your freedom too, whether we agree or disagree. It's okay. That's what makes this country beautiful. And that's what we stand for under that Constitution with each other.
This convoy has really shown the heart and soul of the United States and what we truly are about. And I really implore your colleagues to come down, you and your colleagues, to all come down on both sides of the aisle and meet with these drivers. There's so many stories like it, to meet with these people down there. Remember, it's not just truckers, it's people
everything.
from all over America that are down there. They come from every jurisdiction. I know of 30, 40, 50 of your own constituents that are in truck drivers. They flew in from Hawaii.
Rented RVs.
It's hard to drive a truck from Hawaii.
Right.
Yeah, I tried.
I know you want to bring the press in to, because it's sometimes here. I want to just, we're to wrap it up. This really is a spiritual war, and we've awakened a lot of people across the country. We have a pandemic of unchecked power. That's what it is.
Yep.
And as soon as you put man's power above God's power, you know who wins. But we've got a pendulum that's swinging from woke to the Great Awakening, and there's nobody who's seen that more firsthand than the truckers who drove across the country to see this. And we don't have our freedoms. We're here because Americans will not have freedoms as long as emergency powers exist and continue to be abused. It's why we're here. We need our freedom back. We need accountability. We need investigations. We appreciate any help you can offer.
Absolutely.
Now there's a cry of freedom sweeping around the USA. No one can take the sunlight or the breeze. No one can turn our blue skies gray. Now everybody join together with me as I pray. Wake up in the USA. Wake up. In the USA. Wake up. You live in the USA.
So Steve Spurgeon was on with me on a panel here last week, and it's interesting how he has given me license to use those songs, but they still from YouTube give me copyright hits on it. So they don't seem to read the messages. It's all bots. I think Elon Musk proved that with Twitter. We've got the same problem with YouTube and Google. So y'all need to understand what it is we're doing here. We're not out here for a tailgate party. We're not out here to run a 55-year-old motorhome down the street, see how far to go. That's not what this is about. This isn't about sugarcoating anything. This isn't about trying to win friends and influence people. Well, the influence part is right. But I'm not out here to try and make up a popularity contest. I'm here to try and save my damn country. What about you? We have a method, we have a madness, we have a plan. Let's fix it. Let's get people out. Dig deep. Help us keep this movement moving. Okay. We just put out over $600, and just about $600 in the last couple of days for 2 blowouts. And we still have more that's coming out because we have a 3rd tire that's got to be replaced. That doesn't count the fuel. That doesn't count the fuel for the beechwood, for the generator, or for us. So we could use your help. We can take care of some things. You know that we're going to be with this for the duration. We're not giving up. We just need some help with that. Okay. We're not going to be turning tail and running when things start getting hot. Trust me. They've been hitting me hard and heavy ever since March 8th. I've had those dweebs in DC writing articles about me and on the been in Newsweek. Hey, I don't wear that badge because, well, maybe I should wear that as a badge of honor that I was out there threatening the mayor of DC, Ms. Bowser, and saying if DC cops are breaking the law, can we do a citizen's arrest on them? That was the question. And they tried to make it look like, oh, look at this, Gray Wolf's trying to say all these people need. You know what? They all need to be arrested. They all break the law. The question is, where are the citizens to do the citizen's arrest? Okay? That's what we need to do. We need to start putting these people under citizen's arrest. We need to use the Convention of States to change the administration or to change our United States Constitution and add in the amendments needed to stop them from being able to run 40 years in government. Okay? Okay? They need to be arrested. When they break our Constitution, they're breaking the law of the land. When they break the law of the land, it is our duty to be able to do a citizen's arrest, and it is the duty of the sheriff's office to be able to assist in that arrest. Now, we all know that if we did that to Miriam Bowser today, that all she would do is just say, well, what charges do you have? Well, we got these charges. We'd have to find a lawyer that would take that. And we have to find a judge that's not complicit with the crimes at hand to be able to prosecute. These are the things that we're facing. This is not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy to get rid of these people. These people are evil. Look at this. They'll let your 12-year-old son go to California and get his tallywhacker cut off and not even call you. I tell you what I would do if I saw them doing, misbehaving and having a guy show his tallywhacker off and address to my kids. I would be in the cell. But at least that person doing it wouldn't be walking around anymore, showing their tallywhacker off to other kids. When we stand up and we show them that this isn't right, when you can show that 0.03% of the population is all they have, when the rest of the population gets up and says, we've had enough, things will change. But not until then. So, yeah, Gavin Newsom signed into law yesterday that children that come in from out of state don't have to have permission of their parents. Children. I'll be right out.
They're over there putting their dog kennel up. They said just tell you to stop over.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to be in it soon.
They must have a couple pups or something. They're putting up a wire pen over there.
Ah, cool. So, let's get them done. Let's get them out. Let's get people out of here. Tomorrow, we're walking. We're walking tomorrow. Okay? So we're in Lexington. All right? Don't worry about it, Kay. We're good. So let's get the people to share. Let's see about getting some donations in here. Help me out. GrayWolfWalk.com, people. GrayWolfWalk.com. Let's say it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I love all you. God bless you. God bless the United States. We're going to leave you with some more Steve Spurgeon.
There's a cry of freedom sweeping around the world today. And here we have it all, life and liberty. Still we give the dream away. No more can we afford to stand around, set inside our ways. Wake up in the USA. Wake up in the USA. Help others when you can. Respect your fellow man. Can't you see the times are changing? When priorities are wrong, we've got to stand up strong and rearrange them. It's time that we wake up and see our freedom was never free. So wake up in the USA. You know what you need to do. Don't give up, you gotta push on through. Quit closing your eyes, pretending that you don't see. And if you think you'll just spectate, it's too late. We all live here together, from sea to shining sea. Now there's a cry of freedom sweeping around the USA. No one can take the sunlight or the breeze. No one can turn our blue skies gray. Now everybody join together with me as I pray. Wake up in the USA. Wake up in the USA.